Hello and welcome to the Budget Timekeeper, and welcome to a sort of end of the year, a year in review type video. So this one I wanted to talk about all the watches I've bought in 2023. All of these you see here I have bought in this year. In fact, there are a few more off screen which I'll bring into the picture. Now, 2023 was the first year where I seriously thought of collecting watches. Now, I was always interested in watches. I always had a few watches and I still have most of my watches with me. But whenever in the past I bought a watch, it wasn't like, oh, I bought this one, I'll buy another one next month or something. It was always like you buy a watch and you're done for a few years and then maybe buy another one that'll last. You never thought of yourself as a watch collector. I never, at least I never considered that a possibility. So early this year, um, well, the story started last year. I wasn't really involved in watches that much, but because I had made a little bit of money over the years, I thought, okay, let's see what we have in the market. And the trend was for the smartwatches. So I did get myself a smartwatch. And after using it for a few weeks or something, I gave it to my brother because I wasn't using it. I did not see the point of it. It felt like an extension to the phone. I'll make a separate video about how I got back into watch collecting due to a smartwatch. But anyway, I did not like it, and then I bought the Casio VD01GL last year. So it is not in this video, the one with the golden bezel. And then I just fell in love with that watch and Casio in particular. So when I started this year, I thought I'll get a few more Casios for myself. The channel was still not something I had considered. I briefly thought about it, but I thought, how many watches will I be buying and how long can I keep this up? So I did not really focus on that. But so when the start of the year came, I ordered this one here. This was the first watch of the year, the W217H. So I'd seen a few videos from other YouTubers and the F91 seemed too small. And so I thought I'll get this one. When I got this one, I thought it was pretty nice. And guess what? I also bought the F91 at the same time because the hype and the status of this watch was so legendary. I thought I should get it. It's cheap enough. This was 999. This was about a little more, 1700. I bought this without a discount. I bought this with a discount. So price difference wouldn't be too much if you were to buy both of them with a discount. The timing is slightly off. As you can see, I did not set them exactly correctly. But yeah, overall, these two were the first watches I got. In fact, let's move these others around so it's easier to focus on. So yeah, so these two got the thing started. So I think I got this one in January and this one in February, or maybe towards the end of January for both of them, something like that. And I wore this watch quite a lot. This one, I was a bit too. Initially, it felt small, but after wearing it for a week or two, I felt like it became comfortable. And I've worn it since. Also, I don't know if you can spot it, but I've also put screen guards on these. I don't know if it's possible to see them, but these were very well cut. I found them on Amazon and they were very well cut for these watches. The F91, the A158, 168, and even this one. You may notice it here because this is a little smaller on this one, but it still does the job. It covers most of the screen. So it'll be helpful to protect against scratches. So these two got the ball rolling. And then I kind of did not really buy watches until the end of the year when I sort of went crazy and just bought a lot of watches. So these two I bought at the start of the year and did not really buy another watch for a long time. And by long time, I mean like August or something. So during August, uh, India celebrates its independence and there were a lot of sales everywhere. Casio had the Independence Day sale, and so I ordered myself the MRW200H. This one also has a guard, as you can see, screen guard, but this was a little big for the watch, so you can see it sort of goes over the screen and onto the bezel. And so, yeah, I got this one in August, and again, a very, very nice watch, especially this color dial. This reminds me of the Luminox, and yeah, that is a much more expensive watch. And 100-meter water resistance, nice little beater watch. I think I paid 1200 for this, 1197, something like that. So my Casio collection was growing. Now, in the year, during the year, I had seen this watch on I think some website or on YouTube or something, and I just fell in love with this because this was very similar to the Seiko cocktail time Presage, the shape, the dial, and it's also got a diamond cut um, glass, mineral glass. So I was in love, but I could not see it anywhere. And then one day, there's a watch shop near my house. I was just coming back and I just walked in just to see what they have in stock. And I saw this one there. And my sister was with me. She wanted to get batteries or straps changed on her watch. And I showed her this, and even she said, "Wow, that is amazing." And my birthday was just around the corner, like a few days. So she said, "Do you want it?" I said, "Yes." And she bought it for me. So this is not something I bought myself, but I got as a gift. And this is definitely this. I got this, and I thought, I just got lucky with this watch because this on the box it said 2019. So I'm guessing it was packed in 2019. They probably did not make more of these. And as a result, you don't find them easily. You may still be able to find them if you go to your local Casio shops. I would recommend you go and check it out because this may not be easy to find in a few years' time. Amazing looking watch. And like I said, the glass is half the appeal. It's just such a beautiful watch. So again, not an expensive watch. This was around 4,000 rupees. After that, I kind of got into a bit of a frenzy with buying watches. And another watch that I had seen online on a video was this one here. It just reminded me of Panerai. And again, I looked around and I did not see this watch anywhere. It was one of those watches that was again in stock a few years ago, but nowhere to be found. So I had sort of given up on the idea on this watch, but also back of my mind, I was even considering importing this from Malaysia or Indonesia, wherever it was available, because it just looks so elegant. I have failed in my attempt to find a suitable strap for this one. I had ordered another strap online, but they sent me the wrong color. I wanted a similar color. This is like a synthetic leather. It's not even real leather. So it isn't bad. It is fine, but um, it was just not the best looking. I could get a nicer strap. I'll put the names of all these watches and links in the description in case anybody's interested. But you may have a hard time finding these two. The others you should be able to find. This one, this particular model might be tricky in India, but there are a lot of variations on this and you can find them quite easily. Now, after that, I'm not 100% sure which I got. I also got one of the skimmy watches. I think I got this before the Casio. So again, another beautiful looking watch is definitely a homage to something more expensive. I'm not sure, could be like a Patek or something like that. And I just like the look. It also comes in the white dial. So I got this one here, fantastic looking watch. Finishing is also not bad. The only downside, well, two downsides to this watch was the strap. I just did not like it. I wore it for a few days and I just felt like it would fall apart or it would come out. So even though it says here genuine leather and everything, maybe I'm just being too paranoid, but I just felt like uneasy with the strap. The dial is good. There's a slight dome to the glass as well. I don't know if it's noticeable, but it looks very good. It's got those brigade hands as well. Just a very nice looking watch. Also, the crown is really nice. The other thing I did not like is how chunky it is. This is supposed to be a dress watch, in my opinion. So, and also this is a quartz watch, so I don't see any reason why it should be this chunky, but it is. So that's the only reason it hasn't gotten enough wrist time. As you can see, the date also says 14, even though it is 15. So you can see how little I've used this. I think I've worn it for like a few days, 3, 4 days, and then it's just been sitting in the box. See if we can change the date here. How the hell do I change the date? Okay. So I've gone all the way. So let's go 15. Okay, let's just leave it here. Time 32. Okay, it's fine. It's not too bad. Oh no, we are a little ahead. Okay, so I think I got this before the Casio um, V004. I think this is the model number. This one is E120LY. I'll just mention them again. This is the MRW 200 Edge, obviously. Now, after that, I'm trying to remember which one I got. I think I got another MRW 200H. So this one, the reason I got this one is the first time I saw this watch was this particular design. I saw a video by TGV, Urban Gentry. He made like a video on this watch saying the best $20 watch or something. And he used this particular look. And I thought this looked brilliant. The golden hands here look fantastic. And so I thought, okay, I love this watch already. So I wanted another one. And I got the two that looked the best to me. So as you can see here, this is more subtle with the black dial and everything. And the hands look amazing on this watch. So this one was even cheaper. This was like 1097, so 100 rupees less than the other one. But yeah, just over 2000 for both those watches is a fantastic price. They're also quite comfortable. These straps are actually very fun. So yeah, I got this one next. And then I wanted an edifice. So I wanted to tick that Casio box and get a proper edifice high-end watch. And this one is just such an elegant watch. It looks so much more premium than it is, I mean, in terms of pricing. So I paid just under 5,000 for this one. This is the EFV 100L for the leather, and the bracelet ones, I think they're D. There's also a black dial, a blue dial, leather and stuff, black. So very clean white dial. It's got an orange tipped second hand, 100-meter water resistance, 40, 20, 40 case diameter, 20 lug to lug. Very, very clean, elegant watch. And again, I think I'll be wearing this on special occasions. I have a wedding to attend in January, so I'll probably wear this one. Really, really beautiful watch. And then after I was done with these, now, by the way, there are still a few Casios that I would like to get. Maybe I'll put them like this so it's easy to see. After this, there's also one more Casio I bought, and there are a few more I would like to buy, but I just couldn't find them or they were out of stock. So I bought this one here because I wanted one of these chunky G-Shock-like watches, and this is the DW291. Again, another brilliant watch. I've not been able to wear it much, so I haven't made a video on this. I'll make a review once I've spent a little time wearing this. But again, the price for this was only 2,500, and this is 200-meter water resistance and a lot of other features. It's a very G-Shock style shape. It's not G-Shock, but again, very, very nice watch. So yeah, I'll try and do a review for this in the new year, hopefully. I'm making this video now because I don't plan to buy any more watches in 23. Halfway into December, I think I can control myself for another 15 days. But yeah, after all of this, I decided to focus on HMT. You may notice it's pretty much only Casio apart from skimming here in the middle. And then I decided to focus on HMT. Now, HMT, of course, as you know, is an Indian company. They're still around, but they're obviously a shell of their former self. And so I've wanted to get in on the action before it became a bit difficult to find some good ones. But luckily, after my research, it turns out it's not that difficult to get hold of one. So I got this one here. There's still some doubt about the authenticity of this one, as in, is it 100% original? Is it assembled by someone else or whatever? However, it has not dented my pleasure of owning this watch. So beautiful watch, the Kohinoor. They have a lot of models. I think must have at least 50, 60 models, different shapes and sizes. And this is the Kohinoor. I ordered towards the end of November, got it just before end of November. And I've worn this quite a lot. I wind it every day. There's the ritual of getting up and winding it every day. And it's just been a fantastic experience. Even these folded bracelet is better than the Casio's. Oh, also I forgot, there was another Casio I bought, which I gifted, the very simple, elegant brushed silver dial one. And yeah, so that was also another Casio I bought. So I bought this one. Then I bought this one I'm wearing, the Sona. Now this is an aftermarket dial, about 100% sure about this one. But this was so cheap, I decided to get it because the benefit of this is I wanted to get an idea of the aftermarket watches and see how they are. Basically, what happens is with HMT, They've been in production since the 60s, early 60s, and so there are millions of these around. The movement is dirt cheap, so the old watches that are beyond repair, people sort of extract the movement out of it and put them in new cases, new dials, and stuff like that. So they are Franken watches, but I think it's a bit harsh to call them Franken because if you think about them, they're keeping these watches and these movements alive and working by refurbishing them, putting them in new cases and things like that. So as long as the seller is upfront with me and says that the dial is aftermarket or the watch isn't 100% genuine, I don't mind. I don't mind at all because you're getting the original movement and you're getting updated case, I guess. So you can consider these custom watches, modded watches, or whatever, as long as you're not paying too much for them and as long as you're happy with them. I'm perfectly fine. In fact, this is keeping the best time out of all the HMTs I have, all the three I have at least. So this was the first one. Then I got this one, got delayed a little bit in the mail, but I've been wearing this casually quite a bit. And then on Facebook, I found a collector who had two of these. This is the HMT Moria. This one has a mineral glass. There is a slight mark on the glass. I don't know if you can spot it up here around the 1 o'clock. And so I paid just over 1,000 rupees for this one. This is also going perfectly fine. It is just a little slower compared to the other. So in a day, it seems to lose about a minute or so, minute and a half roughly. So again, not a big issue because with these old watches, you have to be a bit more, careful, I guess, gentle, because they're not as robust as some of the Casio watches you get. And also this watch, let's see, it says here the last digits, if you see, it says 97. So I think that is the year of manufacture. So 97, 26 years roughly. So that is not bad for a 26-year-old mechanical watch. I don't even know if it was ever serviced or not, but it looks good. And yeah, servicing shouldn't cost me too much once I find a reliable watch technician or something. So yeah, keeping fine, time is fine, it runs fine. I'm happy. I just wanted to get one of these sort of to tick off the box now. And finally, the last purchase of the year was another HMT, but this is one of the quartz variants and surprisingly cheap but very elegant looking watch. So this was only 585 rupees, all stainless steel case, and it's quite a thin strap. It's only 16 mm. But after wearing these, I kind of got used to the smaller dimensions, and this is perfectly fine. This is a 35, 36 case, and I think this is about 42 lug to lug, and this is 16. So very slim, elegant watch. You can see all stainless steel. So I'm guessing what happened here is these cases were probably for some of the mechanical watches, and they're just assembling the quartz ones into these as a sort of the last of the batch to just finish them off. But that is actually a good bonus because the newer stuff that is coming out, they're all brass cases. So this is stainless steel. So I decided to get one of these just for that reason. And it is surprisingly good. Like people who have seen this, like in my family, they've all been like really impressed by this. It's a very nice, clean looking watch, and it is indeed. So yeah, so these are all the watches I bought this year. Of course, the one I gifted, that is not included, and also I got this one as a gift, so I guess it evens out. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 watches is that? Let me see. So there are 4 HMTs and 1 Skimmy, that makes it 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Casios. Okay, I feel like I had more Casios. 8. What about this one? Yeah, 8 Casios, 1 Skimmy. So that's 13 watches. So yeah, 13 watches in a year. My philosophy so far is that I'm only buying watches that I like myself. I don't want to buy a watch just for the sake of the channel because I don't know, it could be a passing fad. Maybe I may not do this long term. So I want to have watches that I would be happy to wear and collect myself, even if this YouTube thing doesn't continue for long. But yeah, so far I'm very happy. So far I've managed to stick to my original intention of just buying what I like. And so far, I'm very, very happy. The standout pieces, I would say, it's hard to pick one favorite, but obviously this one here in the middle, the E120, this one was fantastic. Absolutely loved this one. The edifice is also amazing looking watch. The Kohinoor, just very, very charming and very old-fashioned, romantic, you could say, with this one. The um, MRW 200H, very, very robust beater watches. This one, again, very clean, very elegant. It's just hard to like pick one favorite. But I think, yeah, favorite at the end of the year, I think between these two, I think maybe the Casio slightly more, just a little bit, but this is growing on me very, very quickly. In fact, I would like more of these now. This one is just so beautiful. This one actually has more wrist time than this one so far, I think. But yeah, really happy. And at the moment, regarding future purchases, I will still pick up more HMTs, but I'm satisfied with what I have. I don't want to have a lot of hand winding watches simply because it may get boring and these watches need to be wound regularly. So I don't want to have 10 watches that are just sitting in the box. I would like them to be more used, wound daily. So I'll maybe pick up a few more. We'll see, depending on a few that I can find in good condition at a reasonable price. As far as Casio is concerned, I still haven't picked up some of the most iconic ones. The wall timer, I've not been able to find one. Every time I found it in stock, I was buying something else or it just sold out very quickly. I want the one on the bracelet, the wall timer. I would like that. And I would also like at least one of the cheap bracelet ones, the A158 or the A168. I would like to get at least one of those two. So that I'll keep for the future for 2024. Besides this, I'm actually interested in more vintage watches now after getting the HMT. So a few more HMTs definitely, but I'm also thinking of getting at least a Seiko 5, like a vintage one, Rico, Citizen, Alvin. What else do we have? Yeah, just some of the more popular. Orient would be good as well. So I would like to get at least one of those if I can easily without spending too much money. But yeah, that is my future target for 24. We'll see how that goes. Would I end up buying this many or more? I don't know. Because at some point it'll get ridiculous. I think I can manage with like 40, 50 watches. But beyond that, I don't see it being practical to have more than that. Because obviously they won't get wrist time. And I could give away some of them. I could gift them to friends or family. But yeah, and also your tastes change with time as well. Like I could be in love with one design right now, and maybe a few years down the line, I may not care for it, as happened in the past. And of course, besides this, I already have a few watches from the past as well. My rotary, for example, and I have another, like probably another 7, 8 watches before these watches. So yeah, I have to keep that into mind as well because selling watches in India secondhand isn't straightforward enough, at least as far as I can tell. Um, so we'll see how that goes. But at the moment, I think I can go for another few years of similar purchases, I guess, depending on what I'm in the mood for. Like I said, I'm in the mood for vintage stuff now. So I'm hoping the next few purchases will be more vintage inspired stuff, the Seiko 5s and Citizens and all those things. And then I'll look at what else we can get. I would like to import a watch as well from Amazon, if possible, Amazon US or something. Um, Vostok is something I've always wanted for like at least a good 4 or 5 years. But with the situation in the world right now, I don't know if it'll be easy to do that, at least affordably. So maybe I'll have to forget about that for the time being. But I would like to get at least one of those as well. The Amphibia, for example, that's something I've always wanted. So yeah, besides that, nothing else like a Grail type thing. I don't really have a Grail watch as such that I would like. I mean, the very expensive Swiss watches, I'm not really into those. So maybe a Rado at some point in the future. But again, I don't see much logic of wearing a very expensive watch. I mean, these are all watches. Most of them are comfortably under 5,000. fact, I think all of them are under 5,000. Yeah, I think all these watches are under 5,000. This was almost 5,000. This was 4,000. Yes, all of these are under 5,000, and this is the range I like to be in. Um, I can make one or two exceptions here and there for something really special, but it has to be something that will get wrist time as well, because if it's too expensive, then it'll just sit in a box. So I don't want that. I want them to be worn. I want them to be on my wrist. And I also would like them to be easily replaceable. For example, if I end up, I don't know, going on a motorcycle and just it slips off my hand and falls or something, I want it to be something I can buy easily to replace it. I don't want it to be so rare and special that I can't find it. For example, this one here, or even this one, I may have a hard time finding another one. So anyway, just end of the year um, state of the collection or whatever you want to call this. More of a what did I buy in 23, I think. So yeah, let me know what you think and what have you bought this year? What are your plans for the future? With HMT, I've also wanted to get a few custom watches in. I've seen a few people on the Facebook groups who modify and customize watches to your specification. I would like to get a few of those as well, at least a couple. And that would be a fun sort of project type of thing because they have the original movement. They get like new aftermarket cases and interesting dials that you can play around with. And it'll look good and be sort of like a more updated version. So I would like to check out a few of those. And of course, like I said, the vintage stuff, I would like a few vintage Japanese watches and a few of the remaining Casios, the wall timer and the A158 or perhaps the A168, maybe both because they're quite affordable. But those watches I need for my collection. But other than that, I don't really have anything specific besides those. But that is still plenty to keep me busy, I feel. Anyway, thank you for watching if you did all the way. Appreciate it. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the holidays. I don't know if I'll make more videos in December. Kind of busy with my other YouTube channels, but I'll definitely see you in the new year. Thank you for watching and yeah, Happy New Year. Enjoy your holidays. See you next time.